Ferrari is in dire need of changes after these bad two races on completely different tracks, which heavily exposed weaknesses of the SF24. And it seems like they are coming as Enrico Cardile will leave the team, but that will open the door on perhaps a better solution. Could Ferrari be planning for something bigger, or will this all come crashing down on the Maranello side? Once again, Max Verstappen dominates, yet never bores. On Sunday in Spain, he had to work hard to win a highly tactical Grand Prix, where even the slightest mistake was heavily punished. Verstappen rarely makes mistakes, and his precision and strategic decision-making secured his triumph at Maranello. Interestingly, the best car on the track was the McLaren, not the Red Bull. Lando Norris demonstrated this by securing pole position in qualifying, but in the race he faltered with a poor start and an aggressive move to block Verstappen at the first corner, dropping from first to third. Norris candidly admitted his mistakes and apologised to his team, which is quite a rare occurrence. Despite his early errors, he raced aggressively and managed his tyres well, showing a maturity that will likely see him back on the podium very soon. Verstappen, ever the cunning racer, capitalised on others' mistakes and maintained a consistent pace, securing a well-deserved victory. Lewis Hamilton took third, employing smart strategy to avoid time-wasting battles and effectively reading the race, earning praise from Mercedes. Even Ferrari might have felt a glimmer of hope for the future. Ferrari's race was marked by internal conflict, with Charles Leclerc suffering minor blame but significant front wing damage, struggling until his first pit stop. Despite this, he managed to maintain a high pace in the final two stints, closing the gap to Verstappen by only 3 seconds between the 24th and 66 laps, a performance suggesting that Ferrari's situation may not be as dire as it seems. With a better starting position, they could have been contenders rather than playing a secondary role. The ongoing clashes between Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, fueled by diverging objectives and Sainz's visible frustration, were anticipated by the team. We had a clear strategy at the beginning of the race, with both to save tyres to attack later on, Leclerc explained. Carlos didn't do any saving in turn 14 and of course had an opportunity to overtake me in turn 1, which is a bit of a shame because we lost time between us. I damaged my front wing because of Carlos making the turn and not seeing I was inside, and that made our race more difficult. I didn't understand the point of doing that when it was clearly stated before the race that we had to save in this part of the race. It's a bit unnecessary, but I also understand that it's his home race and it's also an important moment of his career, so I guess he wanted to do something a bit spectacular, but I probably wasn't the right person to do that with. Expectations were high before the Barcelona weekend, with new updates supposedly giving the SF24 a significant quality boost. However, the Maranello race confirmed Ferrari as the fourth force, with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz now hoping for a better performance in Austria in less than a week. In an interview with Sky Sports at the end of the race, a disappointed Frederic Vasseur tried to analyse what happened, starting with the contact at the start between the two drivers, which partially compromised their chase for the podium. It was a small contact, but we didn't lose anything in that phase of the race. We were 5th and 6th. At a certain point with the strategy, we found ourselves behind some cars because we were all close together. We lost a few seconds, and I think we were just 1 lap short of catching Russell. In the end, we started 5th and 6th and finished 5th and 6th, the French manager pointed out. For me, the conclusion is that we need to do a better job on Saturday. Yesterday it was a difference of 2.5 tenths in qualifying, and today we suffered almost the same gap. Considering 67 laps, we finished 20 seconds behind. The important thing is to be on pace on Saturday. We need to take this small step forward. We have to do it because when you start behind, it's difficult to overtake, and you have to take risks with the strategy, the Ferrari team boss added. Scuderia Ferrari is striving to turn the 2024 Formula 1 Championship into a more successful year after securing 2 wins in 10 races so far. Yet another significant development is about to make waves. Italian aerodynamicist Enrico Cardile, Ferrari's technical director, has accepted an offer from Aston Martin after a series of persuasive calls convinced him to join Lawrence Stroll's team. Tuscan engineer Cardile began his journey with Ferrari during his aerospace engineering thesis in 2002, officially joining the company in 2005. His career at Ferrari initially took off in the Gran Turismo division, where he designed cars like the F48 Italia GT2 and GT3, as well as the 488 GTE and GT3. In 2016, he transitioned to the racing department known as SF, becoming head of aero development and advancing to vehicle project manager the following year. Cardile played a crucial role in Ferrari's efforts to revive its fortunes during the challenging early years of the power unit era. His work, marked by both successes and setbacks, led to significant victories for Maranello and positioned Ferrari as a strong competitor against Red Bull and McLaren. Over time, Cardile earned increasing authority and respect within the former GES. When Mattia Binotto became team principal, Cardile not only managed the chassis department but also became the de facto technical director. He officially assumed the role of chassis and aerodynamics technical director with the arrival of Frédéric Vasseur last year. Since joining Ferrari last year, Frédéric Vasseur has worked to strengthen the technical department, recruiting senior engineers from other teams and placing trust in existing staff, known internally as the Seven Bellow. While attempts to lure Pierre Wash from Red Bull resulted only in his contract renewals, Vasseur's most significant success was hiring Loic Serra from Mercedes, announced exclusively nearly a year ago. According to the Italian website Formula.Uno, Serra will take over most of Carlile's responsibilities starting in October, focusing on the 2025 car and the major regulatory changes for the 2026 car. Starting October 1st, Serra will serve as head of chassis performance engineering at Maranello. His role, which includes coordinating departments such as track engineering, aero development, aero operations and vehicle performance, has raised some eyebrows. Diego Tondi will continue to head aerodynamics, focusing on further developments for this season's SF24 to address issues with the 2024 project. Cardile's departure is unrelated to rumours about Ferrari's interest in Adrian Newey, who has also been in discussions with Williams, making a deal with Ferrari unlikely. Meanwhile, Aston Martin's pursuit of Cardile has proven successful. Taking a technical director from one team, especially someone as experienced as Enrico Cardile, and moving him to Aston Martin is a really significant move. It's a big coup for Aston Martin to pull this off, and it seems to weaken Ferrari on paper. However, given Ferrari's management under Frédéric Vasseur, bringing in new personnel and making strategic acquisitions like signing Lewis Hamilton, this might be part of their broader plan. There are rumours that Cardile was offered the team principal role at Aston Martin, which could mean Mike Crack may step aside. But it's debatable if this is the best idea, since we've seen how engineers like Mattia Binotto struggled as team principals. Cardile might face a similar challenge. Having multiple high-profile figures like Vasseur, Newey and Cardile in one team could have led to potential clashes. While this could bring together immense talent, it might also create conflicts in decision-making. Ferrari's approach indicates they are preparing for significant changes to position themselves strongly for future championships. If Ferrari wasn't confident in their new direction, they might have fought harder to keep Cardile, potentially matching Aston Martin's offer. Instead, they might be focusing their resources on bringing in top talent like Newey. This suggests that Ferrari is willing to let Cardile go to make room for Newey's arrival, assuming they believe this will benefit the team more in the long run. The timing of Enrico Cardile's official departure from Ferrari remains uncertain, especially with the SF24 still in its development phase following the latest updates introduced in Barcelona, and with a second package to be completed in Silverstone. A third package is expected around the final third of the championship. It is likely Ferrari will allow Enrico Cardile to complete the 2024 car development program before he leaves the team in the summer and begins a lengthy gardening leave. However, the exact duration of his inactivity remains unknown. Do you think this will be a good choice if Newey comes instead of Cardile? Let us know down in the comments below. We'll see you very soon in the next video.